Yay. All right, we're recording, baby.
Okay. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday evening. I am super excited about this Thriving Thursday call. I'm so glad you guys hopped on. You're on time. You did such a good job. So we have been racking our brain trying to decide what we want to talk about for Thriving Thursday. And we do this every week. And I said, let's have somebody else come in and speak some life into our team. Sometimes I think Amanda and I and Renee, we sometimes feel like we hear ourselves talk too much. And we know that you guys, you appreciate us and you value us. And we're not saying that, but what we really want you guys to know is that you are embraced and loved by people outside of our immediate team. And they are willing to drop everything for you and to pour life into you. And one of the people who does this the best, in my opinion, is our guest tonight, Carol Elizabeth. And she only has about 15 minutes with us. So I am going to definitely get it over to her in just a second. But I have to give her just some credentials first so that you guys know who we have in our presence here. If you guys don't know who she is, she's an Isagenix millionaire. Yeah, okay, whatever. She's got that title. But more importantly to me, and she's also Spirit of Isagenix winner. Oh, Kendall's sharing her screen.
Oops.
It just got all messed up.
I love it. I want to learn how to take over like that.
Okay,
there we go.
She is a Spirit of Isagenix winner. And, but more importantly to me, I want you guys to know what Carol means to me personally. Carol and I text each other all the time, and we sometimes say that we share a brain. Mm-hmm. And I think Carol said that to me first, and I was like, no way. There is no way. But she and I just really jive. And I think it's because we really come from a place of working with our gifts and working with confidence that even through the low times and the hard times, we know we are going to come through and persevere because we have so much absolute belief in ourselves, and we have so much absolute belief in what we have and how we can help other people and impact the world. So she is my go-to when I'm struggling, and she reciprocates that, and we feed off of each other. So when I asked her to speak to our team, she said absolutely, and of course Amanda and I are going to reciprocate for her and help her out when she needs it. So Carol, is there anything else I need to say about you before you fill us with love?
No, please don't say any more, because I'll disappoint. I won't live up.
Whatever. All right, well, take it away, love. We're so excited to hear from you.
Of course. I mean, what a joy to be asked by you guys. I mean, it's such an interesting world, this Isagenix world, and these titles and these rankings and these levels, even though we're not a level, but there is that, right? And it's so interesting when you get to a place where people are looking at you or seeing you as something, and you're like, I'm still totally don't know what I'm doing. But I own that. And I really do love all of you guys. And I mean, I'm looking at your amazing faces, and I'm like, you guys have like all these freaking rock stars and rock star leaders. I'm like, I don't know how I'm even on this call right now. But what I know that I know is that, I mean, those of you that have heard me on calls, and I'm not a strategist, I'm not a planner, and I just flow. And so there is a definite truth that in this business, you get to meet people and align with people and meet people in the halls or hear somebody on a phone call, and you get to gel with them regardless if they are financially linked to you or not. And I think there's a real beautiful strength to that. And I think what I want to get into your brains, honestly, is that you are completely capable of whatever you think is possible for you here and more. And the power of what you think is possible for you is the only thing holding you back from having it or not. There is no doubt that I had certainty from the moment I started that I would hit all these ranks and have a millionaire name. I just didn't know when that would happen. I had a very, very real necessity because I, take care of 3 kids and split marriage and hadn't worked for before divorce and was with another company before ISA. So I came here. This was my only option. So when Brendan Burchard and people talk about necessity and act as if your financial life depends on it, mine did. So the no's never bugged me. I built that I don't give a crap what people think of me muscle when I got a divorce and when I started competing and people said whatever they wanted to say. So I recognize that there's certain strengths that I came in with that I want to just like pour into everybody to know that, if we allow other people to dictate how we're going to show up in life, then we're not going to be happy in anything, right? And that includes social media, right? I mean, I'm guilty being in the fitness industry of posting the photos of myself that is me, but at times that it's not who I live as, right? So when we look at what's going on in the world, it's really about taking ownership of yourself, how awesome you are, the awesome tribe that you have around you. And they don't have to look like what you might be seeing out in the world. And you don't have to be anything spectacularly special to get what you want. I firmly, and anybody that knows me before ISA or beginning ISA, have become the Carol that I am now as a direct result of Isogenics. This is not who started Isogenics. This is not, the conversations I'm having, I would not have had. I was scared, I was timid, but I showed up anyway. And the only way anything comes out of my mouth that maybe makes any sense, I'm guessing sometimes, is because I've done the stuff. I've had the people over to my house. I've been on the calls that scared me. I reached out to the people that I didn't know if they would do it or not. And I really just stopped caring what anybody thought of me. And that is a life lesson that I want to instill in everybody, because I watched, I'm sure there's a dude or two on here, but there's some men. Awesome. Kudos to you. But I know, women are bonker doodles. I think the sooner we own that and recognize that we think a little bit nutballs, then we can move on for it and laugh at ourselves. But we're always looking at what I'm doing wrong. And I will say, and I want you guys to ask yourself this question, because when I started, my enroller sent me an email with a couple of steps and a link to isogenicsbusiness.com, and then she was peace out of it. And I figured it out, and I went to the websites and I learned, and then I went to an event where nobody was. Susan Sly, I'm in Toronto, and Susan Sly's team is all of that. And I just showed up like, hello. And I didn't have anybody guiding me. I didn't have any of these calls. And to be honest, sometimes I say to my team, with all due respect, sometimes I think I do too much for you. So I want you to ask yourself, what if these ladies weren't here for you? What if they weren't doing, I listen to Melissa and I'm like, shit, I should strategize a little bit. I got to learn some of that. Sorry about the swears. I'll be better. But you know what I'm saying? So I want you to ask yourself, if they weren't around to do these calls and to give you the guides and to do the plans and the challenges or whatever, what would you do? And you got to kind of check in with yourself a little bit that way and just take ownership. And if you want to run a challenge and nobody else wants to do it with you, then do it. If you want to do something at your house that no one else has done before, then do it. That's the beauty of this. And you've got the team supporting you no matter what, and no one's going to say to you, that's wrong, or don't do that. Is there structure to what we know helps you? Absolutely. And when I speak now, anytime, I say that everything that I ever heard a leader say from stage, whether it was Super Saturdays or ICUs or celebrations, everything that they said, this is what you do. And I was quite certain they were lying and holding back the goods, and they were keeping the secrets for their team. And when they were saying, just do this, this, and this, it was BS. I'm telling you, that's all there is to it. You're literally saying hi. You guys know the words, right? Are you open? This is how, I think you're awesome. You'd be great at what I do. Would you take a look at it? Because the right people, especially now when time is so tight and everyone's busy, they're going to pick up on it in that quick of a conversation. And I know that's hard for us because we're so used to everything being so painful, and we're also so used to being the controllers of everything and making everybody, or wanting to make everybody do our stuff. But as a person that did have an ability to convince people to join me at the beginning, I'm like sometimes going, please just leave, right? Like the right people are going to show up at the right time, and you don't need a whole bunch of them. And who you're going to be in the process and who's going to join you, you don't even know yet. I mean, those of you that have gone to David Wood's University in Action, he always asks, how many people have you enrolled? How many are your leaders? How big is your team? I actually want him to add a line that says, how many people that you enrolled did you know before you did Isagenix? Because of the 370-ish that I've enrolled, I probably knew 25 before Isagenix. It's not my family. It's not my great friends. It's not my coworkers, but I'm constantly going out and meeting people. And that's the part that you hear people say, just go live life and have some fun. And I'm not going to show up at the buttoned up suit wearing meetup group. That's not me. I would start itching. It wouldn't be good. I'm going to go to a different, but that's okay, because the people that are going to join me are joining me, and the people that are joining you are joining you. So no matter how epic Amanda and Andrea and Melissa and Renee and all of them are, you're all as equally epic in your own right. And it's owning that, and then really being clear of what you want with this, and then just doing the flipping simple steps to do it. Are you going to have a lot of people say no? Yeah. Are you going to have people complain that they got whatever from their system? Yeah. Are they going to be your family? Probably. Are they, are you going to have a business builder start at an ultimate pack, and you're going to be like, oh my God, they know people in 16 of our countries were open. I'm going to be a millionaire. And then they're going to ghost you. Yeah. I mean, it still happens to me. People still say no. All of that. Right. So, but it doesn't matter, because I've always known where I was going to go. And if you can hold true to that and know that you've got the backing of these amazing ladies and guys to be there for you. But I would say, just like those of you that are parents, like, we can't do everything for our kids. You want to let them walk by themselves, right? So take it and run a little bit. Like, take it and run and take those steps. And I will say there's a definite swing, as you guys are starting to hear, to more one-on, like more in homes, more intimate, more hanging out in your living room, and like sitting on the ground, play dates for little kids and having muffins while the kids watch a TV show and drawing out the comp plan like that. That's real life. The sway to have to do big events with all sorts of stuff, that's great. And we need that, but you're enough. Having a friend over for coffee and saying, I want to show you something. And I mean, I still don't know the numbers. The Canadian numbers are wacko. I know pesos. I know US. I still take notes out. I still take my calculator out. It's okay. I forget every ingredient in everything. I got to learn it because I'm supposed to talk about it at ICU. But so all of the things that we think were important aren't. And the sooner you get to that part of just being like, I think Amy's awesome. I want to hang out with her, and maybe she wants to do this with me. Maybe she won't, but let's chat and see what we can do together. That's it. And then you bring in the big girls and boys to draw it out more if you need it. But you just gotta go with your gut, and where this industry is going and where this company is going. As somebody that was in another network marketing company before, an MLM, even though I made money, even though I had the car, my volume went away every month. There was rock stars underneath me that I didn't make money on, and nobody helped me because I was at a level that nobody got paid on. I mean, imagine that. I know, most of you are new to this because we get that beautiful luxury of being an accidental entrepreneur by feeling amazing, and people ask us, and now we're making money and we don't know what we're doing. But trust me when I say there is no network marketing company like Isagenix. Then you say there's no freaking business in the world like network marketing. How many people are losing jobs? How many people don't have enough money to pay their rent? How many people are looking at how am I going to pay for my kids' college? How many 21-year-olds are being like, what am I supposed to do? Like, my kids are teenagers. One's about to go to university next year. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God he knows this exists, because the world is changing. And when you're in the right company with all the right stuff, and you got to do what you need to do to build belief of that, like University in Action with David Wood, go like 100 times, get to all the events, get on the calls, do what you have to do outside of it. That was, I took the time to learn about network marketing and listen to podcasts, not outside of doing the income producing activities though. And if you're catching yourself learning, training, zooming, and not doing any actions, that's not going to help build your business forward. Just having the conversations, drawing the circles, having an in-home that nobody shows, having another one that nobody shows, having another one that nobody shows, having, like just doing, that's how you learn. And one day you're going to be having a conversation and stuff's going to come out of your mouth and it's going to kind of sound okay. And you won't know how it happened, but it doesn't matter how many binders of scripts you have, and it doesn't matter how many times you've transcribed Melissa and Andrea and Renee and Amanda saying stuff. You got to just spew it out in your form. And when that moment happens, that's that freedom. And that's when people are drawn to you, because the most definite truth of my success is that I have always known that I wanted to be around amazing people, and that magnet part happened. But I had to be out there, and I had to be owning it, and I had to smile, and I had to be happy even when everything was freaking going wrong in life. And because this was going to be something for my family. And when I'm around you guys, I'm happy. And so you got to take this little energy jolt, and then you just got to go take action and not worry about it. Because I said on a stage the other day, I'm like, let's really break it down. This is how I break down fitness competitions. I'm saying, listen, ladies, we're in stripper heels with porn hair. How are we taking ourselves serious here right now? And when I say this, I say, what are we doing? We're offering people a solution to help them feel good and maybe make some money, and we're feeling bad? Like what? Who cares if they don't see it? Just like, who cares if you don't like running? Who cares if you don't like cooking? It's the same basic thing. Put that cap on when you're doing this and just go for it, because who cares? Like, you're offering something unbelievable. Whether the people see it or not, it doesn't matter. And you'll kill yourself if you try to make them see it, if you try to get in the battle, if you try to just go find the ones that are looking for this, because, there is that silent desperation. I say every day to myself, I just need to educate people that this exists. Because people don't know what network marketing is, or they don't know that there's an option to do it that doesn't involve, hawking a lipstick. Nothing wrong with that. They don't understand that there's residual. I'm meeting a girl in a couple of weeks who works for Stella and Dot. She's a top income earner. She makes just over $100,000 a year. She's a single mom with 2 or 3 kids. She never stops working. She never has a night off. She is going to people's houses and doing 5-hour jewelry parties. She's been doing this for 3 years, and she's never made more than $100,000 a year. I'm like, well, I can't meet you in November because I'm going to Mexico twice, but because think about that. So people don't know it's different. So take ownership and figure out, you don't even have to understand why it's different. Just borrow our belief, like you hear all the time. Borrow belief. I would look at leaders and I'd be like, they look like they aren't that crazy. I'm going to do what they're doing. They're showing me the way, right? And let's face it, all of us here, we've been in this, together. Amanda's probably like moments away from millionaire too, and she's going to have the same reaction as me and Renee and everybody, like, wow, that was interesting. Like, but everyone's like, oh, celebrate. I'm like, why celebrate? I knew it was coming. Now it's just move on. I need my team to do it. There's not like, yay, Carol, you got it, when you visualize it with every cell in your being, right? So that's a super important part of it. And just simplify. Don't overthink. Don't beat yourself up. Just go make some friends and don't worry about all the no's, and just plug into this community of these people that want it with you, because you look on this Zoom and there's every age, every size, every background, right? So this whole, I don't know anybody, or that person wouldn't, you don't know. And I'll always say, it was a very mild acquaintance of mine that sent me a Facebook message to introduce me to network marketing like 9 years ago, and it changed my life. So you'll be the one that does that to somebody, and you never know who brings in. And the fact that this business model really just requires, 2 people. My sponsor is the prime example of this comp plan. She's maxed out as a consultant. But it's all right. It's all right. And I'll tell you why. If you guys have, are on an inside and are building yourself, I will bet my millionaire status that that's the best position to be at, because I am stronger. I never stopped. I never got a chance to say, well, phew, this leg's good. I've got blah, blah, blah. And it's now 5.5 years in that I just have holdover volume of about 50,000. So I built 900 points to 5.5 years of millionaire without having a whole bunch of 3, 4, 5 stars. I don't. I have 1 5-star now, a 3-star, or 3 stars. Of course, 2 of them are not paid as, right? And that's the way this goes. So if you're an inside, please don't ever say the words, I wish I had. Please just don't. Please don't. And if you've got volume, then please, just for my sake, use it and do something with it, because it's just amazing. But every time you catch yourself with this isn't for me, look at yourself in the mirror and say, why not? Like, why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? And there is no better time, and there is no better company. And don't worry about if you don't hit 15 enrollments or 5 enrollments or 3 enrollments. Like, if you're a person that doesn't thrive off that, then awesome, own it. Like, you don't have to. If you get caught up in the competition of I need to have this and it doesn't feel good to you, then do what feels good to you, because it's your biz. But have a target and go for it. Don't let yourself be like, oh, well, I'll try again next month. Well, that's okay. But I don't want you to be this time next year and say, I should have put a little effort in. Because you're not going to know more next year unless you just start doing the steps that everyone's telling you to do. And that's how you learn, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was anything that made any sense.
That made.
I'm sweating.
No, that was beautiful. That was like exactly what we all needed to hear. Don't you think, Andrea?
Absolutely. Yep.
I mean, it's so true. It's like, guys, it's all up to us. Carol Elizabeth, your story is so beautiful, and we cannot thank you enough. Andrea, is there anything that you want to say? Carol Elizabeth, we know you need to run, but I just want to thank you. We all want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. And we all look up to you. We admire you. And you are a walking example of doing the do and letting the BS excuses just fall to the wayside. And guys, it takes the decision. Carol Elizabeth, she's like, yeah, I knew I was going to become a millionaire. I know I'm going to be a millionaire too. So if you believe it, you guys, that is half the freaking battle, is the belief. So if you don't believe, like Carol Elizabeth said, you're going to go to as many UIAs as you can. You're going to listen to podcasts all day, every day. So you have given us, like, we've seen what you've come from working both legs, having 2 legs, not having a power leg, and look at her now, you guys. Look at her now. So you've given us hope, and you've gone first, and we just love you, and we cannot thank you enough for just pouring into us. And we know you have a million things going on. So thank you so much.
Oh, I'm glad you guys asked. And I love that energy. I love that you guys are like with your cameras on and looking. Like there's so much power in that. You know how many people get on Zooms and they're like doing a million things, and it's like, just turn your camera off. And so I respect all of you that have to do stuff at the same time and turn your camera off. And I love seeing all of your faces like this, you know, because that's, you're soaking it in, and take that energy and go. And trust me when I say, like, this fuels me the same. I have moments of like, oh, pouring out and being around like-minded people is all that this business is. And so keep being around it, but get those people in your neighborhood. They're there. That mom is in your neighborhood. That guy's in your neighborhood. They're in your neighborhood. So as great as it is, we can build a global business. Find some people in your neighborhood and just get together with them and watch what happens, because it takes this 100 times. So I'm just grateful that you guys wanted me on, and I'll any time. And I love you guys so much.
Thank you, Carol. We appreciate it.
Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving. Mwah.
Thank you.
So
Bye.
much.
Mwah.
Mwah. Bye. Oh my gosh, was that not amazing?
So good. So good. So there were a couple things that she said, Amanda, but I want you to recap first, and then I will close us out. How about that? Or do you have anything that you want to say?
I mean, she kind of said it, right? Like, as she's talking, I'm looking at every single person, and I feel like I'm looking at your eyes light up for those that I see your faces. And I love Carol Elizabeth because she's just so raw, and it's just like you guys have it. There's no special talent that Carol Elizabeth has that none of you don't have, right? Like she just, like I said, she just made the decision, and I just can't wait to see the shift in you all. And you know, Andrea and I were talking, and Renee and I were talking, all three of us were talking, and we're like, you know, what can we give our team? Because we've got the tools, right? We have so many amazing tools. We have these amazing assessments, the Get website, we've got the Ramp Effect website. You can use whichever one speaks to you. There's no right or wrong. We have got the tools where you know how to connect. We know how to talk to people. We have scripts. All now it takes is you guys saying, I'm going to do this. And if something is going on where you don't know if you can, then you need to figure it out. Because you guys, this opportunity is a life-changing freaking opportunity. Carol Elizabeth was enrolled by a girl. She's only enrolled like 2 people or 3 people. She is earning a multiple 6-figure income. Like, that's like when Carol Elizabeth said, the person that enrolled me is a walking example of how amazing this compensation plan is. So guys, I've said this before, but it can be 1 or 2 people you enroll that change everything for you. And you will change everything for them too. It all happens together. But that is the exciting part about what we do. And it's not overcomplicating. And like Carol Elizabeth said, you don't need to go find people in the Netherlands. Start small, get out, make friends, talk. That's what we're doing. We are talking and we're making friends. And we're not being afraid of doing that. So I just can't wait to see who's gonna own it. I wanna see who's gonna own it. And just go. Because that's what we did. You know, Andrea and I did this. We didn't have near the tools that we have today. Renee didn't have any of these tools that we have today. Melissa didn't have these tools. And you guys, we just said, we're gonna freaking do this. And we don't know how, but we're gonna figure it out. Because you saw Jessica Johnston. Did you guys see her earnings? She's making like 70 to 90K a month. She's been in this business less than 6 years. $70 to $90,000 a month, because she believed, and because she didn't give up, and she didn't say, oh, I'm having a bad month, I'm just gonna wait until next month. No, she got a ton of no's. We all do, but we don't let it hold us back, and we keep going, and we're positive. So that is like what I wanted to say, but Andrea, I would love for you to just sum it up, close us down, and thanks for getting Carol. Andrea is the reason we have Carol Elizabeth on the line. So Andrea, thanks for inviting her and having her speak to us. Because can I get a show of hands of who needed just to hear that from her? Was that awesome? I'm so glad. We're gonna have more amazing leaders outside of our team just really come and pour into this team as often as we can. Okay, Andrea, you go.
Okay, so I've been having these like moments in the shower where I have these epiphanies. Does anybody else get epiphanies in the shower? Like, that is so me. So I don't know why it's taken me 4.5 years to have this epiphany, but I am every single day realizing how much what we do is just like teaching in the classroom. And I don't know, I mean, I was a teacher in the classroom. This is what I did for 10 years. And I've been trying to make network marketing something different. And I'm now letting go of that. And I just, when Amanda was saying, and Carol Elizabeth was saying, like, you have all the tools, why aren't you having success? And it makes me think about how I used to approach and talk to my students on the very first day of school, every single class, every single year. And I would say to them, every single one of you are sitting in the classroom right now with a 100%. You have an A+ in 9th grade lit right now. You have an A+ in 12th grade lit, whatever class I was teaching. And I want nothing more than for you to keep that A+, because I don't know you from anybody. I don't have any preconceived notions about you. You're a brand new person to me. I'm a brand new person to you. So I want you to keep your A+. Now, I'm teaching the same content no matter what, right? I'm not like, oh, I'm going to teach these students over here because I like them better. I'm going to give them the best content, and then I'm not going to give these students over here the best content because I don't like them as much. I'm teaching the same content to all the same students, right? what's happening between me teaching the content and them receiving is a whole bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with me as their teacher. Does that make sense? And what they're doing, they have past experiences. They have bad days. They have things going on at home. Some of them have more desire than the others. But ultimately what starts to happen is their performances are different, right? Some of them are acing their tests and their writing, and some of them are bombing. Some of them aren't turning in their essays. Some of them are coming to me for help every single day. So I ask you, as a student of network marketing, who are you? What kind of student are you? Now, fortunately for you, we're not here for a one semester term, right? We're at the end of the semester, you have to have achieved something to earn a grade. But maybe for some of you, that might actually make you a little bit better, because you would give yourself a deadline and a timeline. And you would say, if I want an A, or I want to earn an X amount of dollar amount by the end of the semester or the end of the school year, I'm going to need to do this X, Y, and Z. I know I need to work harder at becoming a professional network marketer because I'm not so sure about this industry. That's my weakness. I believe in the products. I have no problem with that. I love to meet people. I love to help people, but I'm not so sure about this industry. So in order for me to earn that A at the end of the semester, I better become a stronger network marketer. I better put in the work. Just like I used to have students who they would have their weaknesses. And I would say, in order for you to get from here to here, you need to go and work on this on your own. And then it was up to them to work on it. So I just kind of give you that metaphor to have you think about yourself and how you're showing up as a student. And ask yourself too, if this was your full-time job, what kind of performance would you give yourself? What would your boss tell you on your performance? And how would that make you feel? Would you be okay with the words, or would that make you feel a little disappointed and make you want to feel better? So ultimately, at the end of the day, guys, we have to tap into our vision and we have to tap into our gifts. Because if you don't have a strong hold on those two things, if you don't know why you're doing this and you don't know your strengths, you're going to be, another thing I used to say to my students, you're going to be a flapping, flopping, floundering freshman. Freshmen are the worst. I know some of my teachers on here know this. Like, they're just like these flapping things. They have no idea what they're doing. They think they know everything and they know nothing. All right. So I always tell them that on the first day, I know exactly what you are. But if you aren't, and then, you have those students, I'm going back to the school thing, but I had those students who knew 100% that they wanted to go to college and they wanted to go to a really good college, and so they knew exactly what grades they needed to earn to get to that college. So to them, it was important to earn an A in my class because that was a stepping stone to get to that great college that they wanted to go to. And then I had students in my class who had no idea what they wanted to do. They had never tapped into their vision. They'd never tapped into their gifts. They'd struggle with school. Okay. And some of you on here might relate to that. You may have struggled with school and you may have never had that really clear vision until later in life as to what you wanted to do. And that's okay. It doesn't take away from your ability. It just means that you're going to have to do a little extra work to really define that and say that this is so worth it. And if you can't answer why it's worth it, you're not going to have the success that you think that you want. Does that make sense? Can I get some, am I making sense? So that would be my challenge to you. I can do another call on vision and really how to explore that, but we've done it before, but really just take some time to journal. And Amanda, we've been doing our vision boards all week. Amanda has been all over that. Take it seriously. I spent an hour and a half yesterday putting mine together, and I changed it 15 times. And I just was like, I wanted to take it seriously because sometimes in the past I haven't. And this has just been my focus. So I wanted to close with that. I felt like it fit really well with Carol. She was just she knew with certainty from day one where she was going. And, I ask you, do you know with certainty where you are going? Don't worry about the timeline. All right. We're not at a 4-year high school going to a 4-year university. Now, what if in 4 years your life looked dramatically different than how it looks now? Mine does after 4 years. And then the next 4 years, holy moly, is my life going to look different. All right. It's just going to keep getting better. So that's what I have to say. I hope that this call was helpful for you guys. Just really dig deep. Guys, this company is about to go into massive momentum, and you have to ask yourself, are you joining us? Are you willing to get gritty and get down and ride it? Because if you don't meet these people and you don't get them and show them Isagenix, somebody else will. And I believe that with 100% certainty. It's already happening. I know it's happening in my town, right, Amy? It's happening. All right. Our town is like blowing up, and we've got a lot of big leaders here. So guess who has to step up? Or I'm going to lose them. All right. So that's all I have to say, Amanda. Anything else? Are we good? You're muted. I don't know if she's talking.
Oh
my God.
Myself.
If Amanda
I was like, why is she laughing at me?
anybody can do this.
Like, I was doing some miming. No, I just love this call. I loved your close, Andrea. Dawn Turner's so awesome. She was like, Andrea, this is a mic dropping close. It really is. You always just do a beautiful way of adding your just parallel. What's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Anyway, get your vision boards done, you guys. I've extended it till Monday. If you can do it, great. I'm going to do a big collage of all of our vision boards. So post it on the Residual Rockstar page with the hashtag what you focus on, you find 2018, 2019. I put on our page a really cool podcast by Rachel Hollis that Crystal Willis sent to me. And it's all about writing down what you want to achieve every single day as though it's already happened. And it's talking in the past tense. And there's something psychologically every day if you do that and you write down your 10 to 15 goals as though they happened, it starts to happen, like seriously, because what you'll find is when you start writing that down, you're going to look at it and you're going to realize you're going to start chipping away at those goals. Slowly but surely, you're going to start to do those actions. But it takes you guys getting uncomfortable. So things don't magically just appear, but it does start with putting down your vision and your goal. Put something absurd that may feel crazy down and start believing it. If that's what you want, there's no goal that's stupid. She talked about flying first class. She said, I flew first class every time. Who cares? I mean, it can be materialistic. Write things down and put it on a vision board. Andrea and I have done one since we've been in this business. I have a new board every year. I put mine in my toilet, my bathroom, while I'm sitting on the toilet because I want to see this thing every single day. So if you take that seriously, guys, put it on our page. We're going to do a team collage before Monday, Sunday night preferably, but Monday's fine. That would be awesome. So I love this call. Thanks again, guys. Anything else, Andrea? I think we're good, right?
We're good.
All right. Good night.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for coming on. See you guys.